Hello, it's the Bat Mini Painter, and I don't collect Adeptus Custodes. But there is a lot of cool models, and I wanted to paint one. So I found the financially dumbest option, especially considering I don't play Adeptus Custodes. It is a really cool model, the Blade Champion. So I decided that I wanted to paint that one up, and hopefully get a little bit of that lovely YouTube algorithm. It's easy to put together. Not much pain there, and I decided this stance would do the trick. So I'm going to try a new thing where I'm not a total idiot, and that involves me starting with the hard to reach colors and then moving up. So first thing is Doom Death Black from Two Thin Coats, and that's for whatever fabric he has, so that's on his arms and legs. Then I decide to go with Berserker Red, also from Two Thin Coats. It's kind of like corn red, but a little softer. And I use that on select places, basically following the box art. But that's his gloves, his boots, and basically whatever is leather on him. And next I go in with Doom Red from Two Thin Coats. It's a little bit brighter version of Mephiston Red. Somewhere between that and Wild Rider Red. The thing with the Two Thin Coats is that it flows really nicely and has good pigmentation without being clunky, and that's something I really appreciate. So I paint the what's it called, the pommel? His head dressing, is that a pommel in English? What's the word? Anywho, and the cape, basically all the fabric that isn't black gets a layer of this. Now they are the golden boys, and I decided to use Retributor armor as the base layer for the gold. It's a Citadel gold that flows fairly nicely. Like most Citadel paints, it is awful chunky, clunky, and due to their awesome pots, it has a tendency to dry out pretty fast. But yeah, I decided to use this one. You could have find an alternative fairly easy. What you want is a warm gold for the first layer. And that's basically his entire armor. Everything is gold on these guys because, well, they're not modest. I decided to use dark brown from AK Interactive for the handles on his swords. And that's basically it for the dark brown. There's really no more use for it. Next I do natural steel from AK Interactive. It's kind of a more chill Stormhost Silver, not quite as bright, but more bright than Lead Belcher, and it flows better than stuff like what's it called, Iron Hand Steel. Is that that's the name? It doesn't matter. Anywho, select parts on the model gets a layer of this. That's the face mask and some of the wires. Then I decide to go in with Flesh Wash from Two Thin Coats, and I do that all over the model. And this is the wash I'm going to use for this model. Only this. You could use Raglan Flesh Shade. It might actually have been a little bit better, but I decided to go with Two Thin Coats because I was kind of on a theme with these paints, and I do like the paints. They are pretty awesome. Time to brighten everything up. So Auric Armor Gold as a dry brushing, and I try to put that where I feel like the light would hit the armor. So not all over, but being a little bit picky with it. And Stormhost Silver, again as a highlight for the natural steel. Just kind of touching up where I think everything has been dulled down a little too much, and that goes for his cloak as well. It had lost a lot of its vibrancy, and I wanted it to be vibrant, so I thinned the Demon Red quite a bit and started working on brightening it up again, avoiding the recesses. Baraknar Burgundy from Citadel to highlight the leather. So there's the gloves, his boots, and the straps. And it's very subtle, and I don't know if I kind of wasted my time doing this, but if you look real close, you can see a difference. So that's good. Next, Talazar Blue. And I tipped over the pot. That's why pots suck. So my new wet palette is my table. Anywho, I used this on all the little stones on his armor because these guys love their bling bling for some reason. And now for the swords, which was the part I really looked forward in trying to do, see if I could do a decent job at that. So what I do is first I give it a coat all over, then a coat where I go up 66%, 2/3, and then a coat where I go up 30%, and I do that fairly thick. I did it too thick here, so I went back and took a little bit back on the brush. Now it's time for highlight the sword, and blue-green from AK Interactive. And what I do is I go around all the edges, a little bit on the middle, the raised areas in the middle of the sword. And then I started doing my lightning. And that's just adding kind of random stripes here and there. And I do kind of a thick stripe line on the first go, because I'm going to go back in with the pastel blue from AK Interactive, and I'll do a highlight on the edge of the sword near the pointy end, the tip, and then I will start to fill in the thicker lines that I made for the lightning, electricity thingamabob, just touching it up. Now it looks a little bit overwhelming when it goes on, but it is a pastel, and as it dries, it will lose some of its vibrancy and fit in a little better. I think I might have I could have done myself a favor and gone over the model again with a super thin down Talazar Blue. That would have looked better on the swords. But all in all, I'm happy with this result. And look, I've got myself one of those spinny things. So no more panning from left to right and back again, moving the model and panning around again. Now I have a turn thingamabob. See? This channel is rapidly getting more and more professional. Right? It's from Green Stuff World. Yes, no Alibaba for me. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. I'm constantly trying to do better and be more creative and make videos that are more interesting to watch. So if you have any comments, suggestions, or stuff you would like to see me paint, let me know in the comments. It helps me a lot. Thank you so much for your time. Have an awesome day. Bye.